With all that said, please give a warm welcome to our first speaker, Anoushka Grover. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Anoushka Grover. I'm from India. I'm 15 years old and I'm a sophomore at NidodeAguilas. Simon Says. I'm sure you all have heard of this game before. It is a children's game where one person, Simon, gives instructions and players follow what Simon says. Let's try it out. Simon says, raise your left hand. Simon says, clap twice. Yep, this is the game. Now, I want us to take a minute and pause to think. In this game, we are meant to follow Simon's instructions without question, right? Now, what if I told you that as of right now, our real lives are no different from this game? What if I told you that our actions are not as independent as we think? The harsh reality of life right now is that almost all of our decisions we make are influenced or even dictated by others. And the scary thing is, we don't even realize it. In today's world, this influence is more apparent than ever. With the rise of social media, our choices, from what we wear to what we believe, are often shaped and molded by the algorithms and trends of social media. These beliefs of others dominate our daily lives, whether it's the pressure to keep up with the latest trends or the subtle influence of viral influencers. It's like we're all playing this modern-day version of Simon Says, but this time, none of us are paying attention to it. Let's take Instagram as an example. I got Instagram at the end of 8th grade. I remember this feeling that I was finally part of something bigger than myself. But from the first time I opened this app to now, the only thing it has done is shape, change, and mold my personality, my thoughts, into something a lot different than what it would have been had I not downloaded this app. At first, it was exciting. Looking at other people's fantastic lives, the way they looked, the clothes they wore, the places they went. For them, everything was just so perfect. Slowly, this excitement shifted into jealousy. Everywhere I looked, it felt as though I was missing out on some experience, that there was this club everyone was a part of, and I was just not good enough to be in it. All I could do was stand behind the glass door and just watch. This feeling of not being good enough, not being pretty enough, turned into anxiety. I felt as though everywhere I went, people were judging me. There were thousands of eyes on me, constantly. So I tried to fit in. I tried to dress like the girls. Online, I tried using makeup to make me look like them. But it took me a while to really realize what was happening. Instagram was playing me, pulling strings, getting me into the cycle of constantly questioning myself, my personality, my life. Just like in Simon Says, I followed every command. And I know I'm not the only one. We've all seen how social media fuels toxic trends that make us question our worth. For example, a fairly recent trend that has surfaced is that of girl dinner. For those of you that don't know about it, girl dinner refers to a trend where people, especially women, share photos of their aesthetically pleasing snacks as a form of dinner. At first glance, this looks easy and fun to do, but underneath it, there's something worrying. Let's look at it from a different perspective. A person suffering with body image issues or eating disorders will view this trend as a message reinforcing the idea that eating less food that lacks nutritional value is okay. These trends have normalized eating tiny portions with no nutrition and labeled it as something cute and aesthetic. We can see examples of this right here. None of these are nutritional and can't even be considered as dinner. We as a community have normalized all these trends, these unrealistic standards that we don't question anymore. We don't think twice when we see trends like these. We stay unbothered. But unfortunately, when something like this is reinforced and we see it on our For You pages again and again, then unconsciously we start agreeing with these ideologies. We start blindly following what everyone else is doing. We start doing exactly what Simon says. Social media apps like this are built on using people's insecurities to market and promote certain products, people, and brands. We, as consumers of this media, can do nothing but be aware of this influence. We need to start by setting boundaries and understand that just because something is popular doesn't mean that it is healthy. First and foremost, we need to curate our feed. We need to unfollow accounts that make us feel insecure and anxious. Also, let's take some digital breaks. Let's reconnect with nature. Let's go do some of that missing homework and go, like we say, touch some grass. But most importantly, let's become kind to ourselves. We need to accept and understand that nobody is perfect, no matter how they may appear online. All of us should practice self-compassion and normalize being real rather than perfect. What social media has become is a ticking time bomb in our pockets, itching to burst and sucking us into this world of fake news, unrealistic expectations, and unhealthy habits. And that's just the thing. We have a way to deactivate this bomb. In the end, what this was meant to be was a way to connect you to people around the world. And what if we let it be just that? What if I use it only to find out what my friends in India are up to, rather than using it to keep up with random strangers I haven't exchanged a single word with in my life? Looking back, it's clear that the lines between choice and influence have blurred. We can all see this happening, and I know all of you must have felt this frustration in your life at least once. But unfortunately, we are unable to pay attention to it. We are unable to make this change. But the good thing is, we can stop playing this game. We can become our own Simon. We can start by setting our own standards. And the first step to that is making choices that align with our personal values and morals, rather than what others are doing or saying. Honestly, I'm not coming to you with concrete solutions. Something that works for me might not work for you. I had a different goal today. If today you all leave this hall and finally start paying attention to these signs, to the toxicity that's in our midst, I would have achieved my goal. In the end, it comes down to us. It comes down to you and me, because no one's coming to break the cycle for us. As a poet once said, we drink the poison our mind pours for us and wonder why we feel so sick. So let's stop consuming this poison by finally questioning what Simon is really saying. Thank you.